lost in the night. It's okay to cry, just as long as you hold your head. Cause we're on our way to better. Better's ahead. Better's ahead. Because words for it gets better. Better's ahead. Better days coming. Better days coming. Better days, better days. Better days coming. Better days, better days. I know you've been kicked down, slept on, let down, faith gone. Waited for too long for something to lean on. Feel weak, just be strong. Deep breath, stay calm. If you just press on, press on, press on. You gon' see there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Keep your eyes on the road ahead. And if you're feeling lost in the night, it's okay to cry, just as long as you hold your head. Cause we're on our way to better. Better's ahead. Better's ahead. It gets worse before it gets better. But better's ahead. Better's ahead. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better days, better days. Better days are coming. I know you felt left out and stepped on. Keep going, keep going. Shine bright, don't dim yours for no one. Keep going higher, 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 higher. Better days, better days, better days, on their way. I know. Better days, better days, better days, better days, better days. I know. Better days are coming.
Grammarly helps make your writing clear and concise, no matter where you are. Compose a cover letter that stands.
I say, get up, stand up, get up, stand up, get on. Get down. No longer who you thought this one would be. And up here on the mountain that I climbed to lose you. I said we did a business, that business could work through. I said, ask me, but all my wisdom departed. Tell me, but all my wisdom departed. But Just pressing your fingers down under my skin. Lift up, lift up, lift up, lift up my I said,
Zoe.
Oh, here you guys are. Whew. Hi, friends. How's it going? Great.
Good.
Let's see. We've got 8 kids plus me. Civil dog. How many? Who's this girl? What are you doing?
Oh, I want her.
Where are you going?
Oh my god.
Where are you going?
She's
We're
cute.
just waiting for kids to join. Here. Come here, civil dog. Come here. You want to meet my friends? You want to meet my friends? My friends. My friends. Oh, she laid down. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Say, aw.
oh,
She's cute.
Thanks. You want to do some reading with us? You can't read. You're a terrible reader. You can't read at all. Miss Porter didn't teach you to read. You can't graduate from 4th grade. Poor Sybil. Poor Sybil. Poor Sybil dog. I'm not rubbing your belly right now. We've got to teach. Do you want to teach? You teach for me?
She's like, no.
What are you talking about? So, all right, Sybil. I can't play with you right now. We've got to have reading. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. If you're home, then how come you can't pet me? Okay, we still only have 8 people. Okay, aha, Miley has her notebook. Good job, Miley. Who else has their notebook? Ah, and Aubrey, and Zoe, and Eric. Holy guacamole. And Brooklyn, and Maya. Logan, do you have your notebook? Uh-oh, go find it. Where is it? Isaac's got his. Because we're going to start something new. And we need to be able to take some notes. You ready? Sybil, you're not going to help. You're not very helpful. Okay, let's get started. Did you already look at what's attached to our Google Meet? Did you open it up? Oh, Logan, are you where Maya is? Great. Okay, I saw you just fly through the internet behind her. Okay. I'm going to share my screen with you and show you where to go. On Google Classroom, there is an assignment called, well, it's called Google Meet. And it's got Google Slides attached to it called, I think they're called Theme. So let me show you where to go. All right, I'm sharing my screen with you. You might want to click on my little box and click the pin button, the thumbtack button, to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go down to today is Tuesday. And there's a whole bunch of stuff on Tuesday, but a lot of it is stuff that you don't need to do. It's like this live lesson I just put on here. You don't have to do anything with that. All the way at the bottom, there is this 11:15 reading Google Meet. Do you see that? And then we've got, if I open it up, is it going to open up? Oh, maybe I didn't attach the thing to it. Where is it? Oh, nope, it's here. If you click on it, there's this one that says introducing theme, and then it also says cupcakes, which is always good news. Introducing theme cupcakes. So we're going to open up the cupcake slide. It's inside this assignment that says 11:15 reading Google Meet. So you're going to go to Tuesday. You're going to click on the one that says 11:15 and then open up the one that's got a cupcake on it. It's purple and pink and very festive looking. And when you open it up, it's going to look like this massive cupcake. Oh, could you guys see that? I thought I was showing you. Okay, hang on. Let me try again. Shoot. Oh, I lost Isaac. Okay, I can't see you guys when I'm sharing my screen, so I'm going to need somebody to tell me out loud if you can see this. Can you see my screen where it says?
I can see it.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I'm going all the way to the bottom.
See it.
Fabulous. Thank you, friends. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom where it says 11:15 reading Google Meet. That's what we're doing right now. And then there's this introducing themes cupcake Google Slides presentation right here. So we're going to open this up and it's going to load a presentation that looks like this purple and pink cupcake, because we're going to start talking about themes.
Mine's taking so long.
Yeah, it might take a little while to load.
The screen is literally stuck. Like where it is, it's like stuck.
Is it still doing that thing where it loads the bar over and over?
No,
Is it doing a circle that loads over and over?
no.
Ooh, you might have
It's
to.
like,
I need a hug.
You might have to refresh if it's not doing anything.
It's working now.
Hang on, I'm getting messages from parents. Did everybody do okay with the math? Did you understand the math?
Yeah, it was easy.
Yes.
Did it work for butterfly method? Because that's what I use.
Yeah, the butterfly method will work.
I use it too.
That's what I use.
Is that what you used? Ariana, did you figure out the ABC part? Good.
And Peppa is an orange. I figured it out. It was it was pixel art, wasn't it? It was like
Yes,
a fox.
don't get away. Yep, it was pixel art. And it was something. If you put a bunch of answers in and it didn't make a picture, it just looked like crazy colors, and that means that you didn't get them all right and you need to go fix them. Give me a thumbs up if you know what the picture was supposed to be. Great. Okay, cool. All right. Do you have
Today.
what?
Oh. I was talking about yesterday.
Oh, Logan. No. Well, yeah, there was pixel art yesterday as well. I think you've got pixel art every day this week. Because I just think those are fun. You can tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong, but I like them. They're something different. So before I get started talking about theme, I'm going to tell you guys what I said this morning because I've got a couple of newbies in here. We don't have regular school today. We have this Google Meet in our houses because of how much snow there is outside, right? Have you looked out your windows? It's
Yes.
It's crazy out there. In fact, it is still snowing at my house. There's still snow coming down. So if it keeps snowing and the snow doesn't melt, then there's a chance that maybe we have to have Google Meets again tomorrow too, right? So if we don't know if that's going to happen yet, I don't know. The person who makes that choice is our superintendent. His name is Mr. Loeffner. Do you remember talking about Mr. Loeffner? He's the one who makes the choice about whether or not we have school in the morning. So he gets to make a decision about if the roads are good enough. I mean, he talks to the people in charge of the roads, and then they make a decision together about if it's safe for us to have the school buses run and be on the roads. If it's not safe to have the school buses on the roads, then we won't have school. We'll just have another Google Meet like this tomorrow. Does that make sense? Okay, so I don't know if you guys, are your parents getting phone calls about school being closed or not? Maybe? Okay.
Messages.
Zoe?
Messages.
Yeah.
My parents have been getting messages.
Yes. If the school has your phone number, they're sending out text messages, they are calling and leaving voicemails. They're trying to let you know if school is happening or if school is not happening. Okay. But if you're not sure, you can always send me a Dojo message because I'm also putting it on Class Dojo for your parents. Does that make sense? So we will probably find out tonight or early in the morning if we're going to have regular school tomorrow or not. Okay. What's going to happen if we don't have regular school? We'll have a Zoom. We'll have a Google Meet just like this. Make sense? So I will still get to see you tomorrow, even if it's just us in our houses. Make sense? Okay, cool. All right, so we need to start talking about theme. When we go back to school for real, and we go back into our classroom, we're going to take a quiz over first-hand account and second-hand account. So we're going to go ahead and start talking about the next big thing that we're learning, which is theme. Do you have your pencil and your notebook? Great. At the top, I want you to write in big letters, theme. Oh no, my marker's going out. I don't have the best markers here at my house. Can you see that okay? Theme. Or guess what it says? Try a different marker. Keep the good markers at school. T-H-E-M-E, theme. And we're going to talk about how to find theme, because that's what you're going to have to try to do today. Okay? So I want to show you this Google slide. Oh, maybe not. I'm going to be on the second Google slide of your cupcake assignment. It says, let's have some theme-filled cupcakes today. And then I'm going to, what is theme? And this is what I'm going to write down on my whiteboard. Okay? Theme is a central idea or message of a story. Sometimes it's hidden. Usually the reader needs to infer the theme. That means that they don't say it right out loud. We've got to figure out what the theme is. After reading an entire story or book, the reader should consider the overall message the author was trying to convey through the book. Okay? So we're going to put that on our notes. And I'm going to try to make it a little bit shorter so we don't have to write all of that. Okay? Are you ready? So I'm going to write, you can't see that, Miss Porter. This doesn't work as well as my classroom. You guys know my kitchen wasn't supposed to be a classroom? Okay. Theme is the central idea or message of a story. Give me a thumbs up when you are done writing it down. Logan, you already done writing it down? You can show your camera when you're done. Aha.
What's
See,
show
Zoe,
your camera mean?
put your notes up to the camera.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I have bad handwriting.
That's okay, as long as you can read it. Looks like we got a couple people still working. That's okay. Because we're going to keep adding on to this. I don't want you to get behind. All right. Just checking. Peyton, you got it? Peyton's got it. I think Miley's done. Miley, are you done? Yeah. Isaac, are you done? Great. Okay. I think Aubrey's done because she got up. Okay. We're going to add on to this a little bit. Because what I want you to know about theme is that this is a little bit different from, have you ever heard of the moral of a story? Have you ever heard of that? The moral is the thing that you're supposed to learn from it, which kind of goes with theme. So if you read a story and you're supposed to learn something about your behavior or about life, that's the theme. Okay? So I want you to think like in Finding Nemo. Give me a thumbs up if you've ever seen Finding Nemo. I bet everybody, right? I hope so. In Finding Nemo, Nemo disobeys his dad, right? He doesn't do what his dad tells him, and then he runs away, and he says he's going to go touch the boat. Do you remember that part? He goes, "I'm going to go touch the boat." Remember? And he goes off where he's not supposed to go, and then he goes and touches the boat, and then he gets taken. Zoe.
I have captions on, and then it said W.
Did it? Well, that's what they said in Finding Nemo, right? That's funny. So Nemo misbehaved. He didn't do what he was supposed to do, and then some bad things happened to him. What do you think Nemo was supposed to learn at the end of that story? Because then his dad worked really hard to find him, and he went through all of these different adventures trying to get a hold of Nemo and rescue him and get him back to the ocean. What was Nemo supposed to learn from all that stuff that happened? What do you think Nemo learned? Let me go back to where I can see hands raised. Oh, Talia.
He learned to follow his dad's directions.
There you go. So that could be the theme, follow directions. That's something that we could talk about our own lives and our own behavior. We could also say maybe the theme is, it could be follow directions. It could be don't do what your friends are doing. Just because they're doing something dangerous doesn't mean you have to do something dangerous. Like Nemo's friends were doing. That's something maybe Nemo could have learned. Did anybody have something else that Nemo could have learned? Ariana?
To never do it again. Like, never run away.
Okay, so he could learn to stay where it's safe. That would be a good thing.
To not go to a boat.
Yeah, that's not really a theme that I can use, but maybe that'd be a good thing for us to use. I don't really have that many boats that I could get on. Aubrey?
He could have got caught for some type of restaurant.
Okay, but what would he learn?
To never go up to a boat.
Okay, never wander away from where he's supposed to be.
He could have been eaten by a shark or something.
Yes, because he was supposed to do what his dad told him, right?
Yeah.
Do what his teacher told him. He wandered away from where his teacher was telling him to be, right, too. Okay, so we're going to add on to our notes. The theme is what the author wants you to learn about your behavior or about life. So I'm going to put what the author wants you to learn about your behavior or about life? All right, give me a thumbs up if you are finished writing that down. I'm seeing that Aubrey is finished, Maya is finished, Peyton is finished, Miley is finished, Logan is finished, Brooklyn is finished. Great. Does anybody still need more time? Are we good? We don't need any more time? Okay, cool. All right, so this is our central idea or our message, and it's also what the author wants you to learn about behavior or about life, okay? So whoever probably came up with the story for Finding Nemo, they decided at the end, hey, all the kids that watch this movie, we want them to learn at the end. You know, we want it to be funny and we want it to be entertaining. But at the end, after everybody has laughed and everybody's been entertained, we also want everybody to learn to follow directions. We want everybody to see how important it is to stay safe and not be where they're not supposed to be. All of that stuff. That's what whoever wrote Finding Nemo wanted you to learn at the end of that movie. Does that make sense? So that would be the theme. Okay? So we have to look at what happens. Oh my goodness. What happened to this marker? We have to look at what happens. Oh my gosh, that's so much better. Can you guys see that? No, my windows are in the way. We have to look at what happens and then think about what can we learn from it? Or what were the characters supposed to learn from it? You know, if you already knew that you were supposed to listen to your parents, or you already knew that you were supposed to stay in a safe place, maybe you didn't learn that from Finding Nemo because you already knew it. But the characters in Finding Nemo just figured that out, right? So that's going to tell us the theme. This is going to be the theme. What are we supposed to learn from all the stuff that happened to the characters in the story? Are we supposed to learn that friends are important? Are we supposed to learn that honesty is good? Are we supposed to learn that we shouldn't be mean to our friends? Are we supposed to learn that we're not supposed to be greedy? What are the characters learning in that story because if you can figure out what the characters learned, then that's going to be the theme. Make sense? Okay, don't worry so much about writing down what happens. We can figure out what happens. What are we supposed to learn from what happens? Zoe?
Always follow your father's rules, even if it's for wait, I messed up. Hold on.
Oh.
Do not hold on. Do not do anything that your father has forbidden or your parents.
Okay, good. Your parents are making rules to protect you?
Yes.
Maybe. Okay, let's go back to our cupcake slides. I'm going to show them on my screen. Cupcakes. Oh, my dog thinks I'm calling her. Not you, goofball. All right, so we know the theme is the central idea or message of the story. This is what they're trying to tell us, the message. They're not going to come right out and say what it is. It's usually a little bit hidden. Just like in Finding Nemo, Nemo does not say out loud, "Oh my goodness, I learned to follow directions, Dad." He doesn't say that, but we know that he learned it from all of the things that happened. Usually the reader needs to infer the theme. So we have to figure it out because the characters aren't going to tell us exactly. They're not going to say it out loud. After reading an entire story or book, the reader should consider the overall message that the author was trying to convey through the book. What is the central idea or overall message that the author expects the reader to realize by the time the reader finishes the story? So this is what we are going to learn. Have you ever sunk your teeth into a cream-filled cupcake? What do you find hidden inside the cupcake? Eventually, you bite into the yummy filling. You can't see it on the outside, but it was there the whole time. We're talking about the theme is the yummy filling in our story. Okay? So I'm going to skip all the way down here. Do you remember the tale of Red Riding Hood? Does anybody remember Red Riding Hood? So first, let's figure out what happened in Red Riding Hood. What are the things that happened? Somebody just tell me real quick in a summary, what happens in Red Riding Hood? Pretend like you're telling somebody who's never even heard of it before. What happens? Just really, really quickly. Isaac?
She goes to her grandma's house because she's sick, and she picks up food on the way. But there was a wolf following her, but the wolf got to the grandma's house first and ate her. And then when Little Red Riding Hood made it there, she was surprised because she looked different, and then the wolf ate her. And then
Yep. So she looked at her grandma and said, "You don't look like grandma, right? Like your teeth are too big to be grandma. You're too hairy to be my grandma. There's a bunch of things wrong with grandma, right? She looked like a wolf. There was a wolf. Right? So what happened? Do you remember? Zoe, you want to take over?
Yes, there was after that, I just wanted to say that there's extra parts of the story because there's a book that shows most of the rest of it.
Okay.
And then there's a lumberjack or something that cuts open the wolf, and then they were basically saved.
Okay, wait, but why did the lumberjack have to cut open the wolf? Because I think we skipped that part.
It was after
the little girl gets to the house.
Mm-hmm.
She says, "Grandma, you look super different. You've got great big teeth and wolf ears." And then what happens?
And then she got eaten by the wolf, and then they were saved.
She got eaten by the wolf, and then the lumberjack figures it out and saves her. What do you think you're supposed to learn from that story?
Wait.
Don't take your grandma treats? What do you think you're supposed to learn? Don't go talk to wolves? Probably not. That's not one that I can really apply to my life. I don't really have a lot of wolves to talk to. What do you think we could say? We know what happened. What are we supposed to learn from it? Brooklyn?
Like, go in someone's house, see if it's like your grandma, and then like if it's not, like run.
Okay, so maybe don't trust strangers would be a thing that we could learn from it. Okay. That would be a good theme. Don't trust strangers. We don't trust strangers, even if we think they might be our grandmas. If they don't look like our grandmas, we shouldn't trust them, right? Because maybe they'll eat us. Good job, Brooklyn. Anybody else got something that we could learn from that story? Let me give Brooklyn a point. Brooklyn, you have 10 now. Let's see. Ariana.
Don't go walking by yourself.
Okay. Don't go walking by yourself. Good. Probably not a smart idea. Zoe?
Don't trust anybody, Harry.
Don't trust anybody who's hairy. Maybe. Okay. Isaac?
My dad's Harry.
If you see a stranger, run.
Okay, don't trust strangers. I like that one. Aubrey?
Always have an adult have a weapon, just in case.
Ooh, I don't know that we should do that all the time. Okay, can you go to the next slide? You have this up on your computer, right? Go to the next slide and see what it says they think the theme is. What's it say? Somebody want to volunteer it? Peyton?
Events. The werewolf seems kind.
No. In pink. Try in pink.
Oh, try it. Appearances
Can
be something.
Can sometimes
Divide.
deceiving. So she thought it was her grandmother, but we shouldn't always trust appearances. That's what the theme is. They think that's one of a few themes. A story can have lots of different themes. It says the wolf seemed kind, so Little Red Riding Hood trusted him. She told the wolf where her grandma lived. Then the devious wolf tricked Little Red Riding Hood by sneaking into her grandma's house and disguising himself as the grandmother. So he deceived her by changing his appearance. Does that make sense? Okay, now we're going to read this story on the green card and see if we can figure out what happens and then what are we supposed to learn from it? Or what do the characters learn from it? Make sense? Anybody want to read? Anybody want to read? Isaac?
I'll read.
Isaac, why don't you start and you can pop somebody if you want to.
Dan, why don't you get started on that sign project tonight? Mom said, Mom, it's not even due for 2 more weeks. I have plenty of time to finish it, Dan replied, as he sat on the couch watching TV. But if you get it done now, you won't have to worry about it. Mom reminded him, don't worry, Mom. I'll get it done. Pop. I'm a pig.
Wait, in the chat, in the
Logan.
captions it said I'm a pig.
What, Zoe?
It said that I'm a pig in the captions.
In the
When you
caption?
said I'm a pig.
What captions, baby?
Remember I said earlier that I turned on the captions and then it said I'm a pig.
Oh, well, honey, the captions aren't going to be exactly right because it's just listening to what you're saying.
Isaac popped me.
Yeah, go ahead, Isaac. Go ahead, Logan. You know where to start?
Oh yeah. Dan answered 1 week later. The project was still unfinished. When Dan's mom reminded him to get started on the project, he promised to start on it the next day. The next day, however, Dan became sick with a severe case of the flu.
Severe case of the flu.
Spent the next 3 days in bed. He finally felt better the day after the science project was due.
The day before the
9:30
project was due.
p.m., Dan put the finishing touches on his project. However, he still had to write a report. Ugh, he groaned. I have learned my lesson, Mom. I will never do this again.
All right, great. So what happened? Can somebody summarize just real quickly what happened? You don't have to tell me everything, just what was the important stuff that happened? Like if RJ or Fernando or somebody who's not in this Google Meet asked you what happened in that story, what would you say really quickly? Just real quick. Dan did what? Maya?
Dan needed to do his science project, but he wanted to do it like later. And the day that it finally came, he had to do it and then write a report after it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got sick, didn't he? And so then he didn't have as much time as he thought he would, and then he had to cram it all in at the last second, and he really didn't like that. It was very stressful, right? Okay, that's what happened. What are we supposed to learn from that? Or what did Dan learn from that? Isaac?
He learned to not do it early.
Not do it early? Or to get started earlier?
Yes.
Yes. He needed to learn to get started earlier because he actually didn't have as much time as he thought he would because he got sick. Zoe?
The early bird catches the worm.
Yeah, there you go. The early bird catches the worm. That's a famous theme. Okay, go to the next slide. And I believe it will tell you. It says, when given a time-consuming task, finish it as soon as possible. Which is that's basically what Isaac said, right? You've got to start earlier if it's going to take, it's going to take you a long time. Okay, Dan had many opportunities to do this project, but he kept putting it off until a later date. Then something unexpected occurred. He got sick, and he had to scramble to complete the project at the last minute. Okay, we're going to do one more. And then in a minute, you're going to have to go to Google Classroom and see if you can figure out the themes of a few paragraphs yourself. Okay, I'm going to read this one just so that it can be fast. Okay. So you are listening and trying to figure out what are we supposed to be learning from this? Something about behavior or something about our life. Okay. I'm on the purple slide. Read this story and determine the theme. Your grandparents called and said that they are going to visit tonight, said April and Ashley's dad at dinner time. Let's wait to have dessert until they arrive. We can have some cookies. April groaned. I don't want to wait. I want my dessert now. Well, if you choose to have your dessert now, you won't get any when your grandparents arrive, her dad said. I know, April replied. She went to the cupboard and helped herself to 2 cookies. I'll wait for Grandma and Grandpa, said Ashley. When the girls' grandparents arrived an hour later, they announced that they wanted to take the girls to a nearby ice cream shop for a treat. They knew the girls loved going there. Ashley hasn't had her dessert yet, so she can go. April already had her dessert for the night, though. She'll get to stay home with me, their dad explained. April sadly watched out the window as Ashley and her grandparents left for the ice cream shop. Okay. So, Ashley wanted her cookies early, before dinner, and then she didn't get to go to the ice cream shop with her sister. Right? That's what happened. What did she learn? What should she have done? Maya?
To not wait for dessert.
To not wait for dessert? That's what she did.
No, she should have ate dinner and then had dessert.
Yeah, that's what I said.
She should have been patient, right?
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah. Don't be too impatient. Okay, that would be a good theme.
I used to be the most impatient boy that my mom
Don't be
had
too
ever known.
impatient. Don't be too impatient. Okay, Aubrey?
To eat it after dinner, because dinner is actually healthier than eating a cookie.
Okay.
Sometimes you eat broccoli, you actually eat something healthy for dinner all the time. It's important.
Sure. But also her sister got to go get ice cream, and she didn't even get to go get ice cream. She just got 2 little cookies. And she didn't even get to go hang out with her grandparents, right? Because she was greedy early on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Zoe, did you have one?
Listen. Well, don't be impatient. Always wait,
Okay.
and the good things will come to you.
Okay, good. Be patient and good things will come to you. I like that one. Okay, let's see what they have on this slide. This is the last one. Oh, here you go. The theme of the short story is be patient. April was not willing to wait to eat dessert, so she missed out on a better opportunity that presented itself a short time later. So she could have gotten a better dessert if she had just been patient and not so greedy. Does that make sense? So that's the theme. It's what the author wants you to learn about your behavior or about life. They're like rules for living a good life. Does that make sense? Okay. Now what you're about to go do is you are about to go to Google Classroom and do your reading independent practice. I think there are 4 paragraphs that you have to read and then write what you had to learn. Okay, what did we learn from it? Don't write what happened. Write what the characters learned or what you learned from it. Okay, about behavior, about your life. Zoe?
Do we turn it in?
Turn in
This
the couple.
assignment. Yes.
Yes, you can turn in the one that we just finished.
Okay.
Okay. This is our last Google Meet for the day, so let me also remind you that you've got a couple of Kahoots that you need to do before you're done. Okay, they should be pretty easy Kahoots. They're like, they're over stuff that we have already tested on and their review. Let me go back and check and see what they are. And if there's no school tomorrow, no regular school tomorrow, yeah, there's a multiplication Kahoot and then a making inferences Kahoot. They're really short and pretty easy. Okay, so you've got math independent practice to do and turn in, reading independent practice to do and turn in. That's the pixel art, and then the reading independent practice that we just talked about. Then you've also got a couple of review Kahoots about multiplication and making inferences. Got it? And then the last thing that you have to do is double check. You can check the news, you can check the website, you can check the Facebook page, you can check Class Dojo before you go to bed to see if Mr. Loeffner has decided whether we're going to have in-person school or online school tomorrow. Everybody understand? If we have online school tomorrow and we have to have Google Meets again, what time will we have our first Google Meet? Do you remember? It'll be exactly the same as our first one this morning. Ariana.
9:05.
Yes, ma'am. We will have math at 9:05. That's if we have Google Meets. You know, but if we're in class, we have math at 9:05 anyway. That's usually what time I'm done passing out breakfast. So just trying to keep us on a schedule. Okay, Brooklyn?
The next Google Meet would be at 11:15.
We would have one at 9:05 for math, and then we would have one at 11:15 for reading, just like we did today. Does that make sense to everybody? What do you do if you get stuck or you don't remember what time the Google Meet is? Ariana?
Tell the teacher, like text her on Class Dojo or Google Classroom or Clever.
Yes, you've got lots of different ways to talk to me. You can put a comment on Google Classroom. You can send me an email. You can send me a message on Clever. Your parents can send me a message on Class Dojo. Lots of different ways. Now, if you send me a message at midnight, am I going to talk to you? I will be asleep. I'm not going to talk to you if it's super late at night, okay? So if you send me a message and I'm already asleep, bad luck, Chuck. Okay? Does anybody have any questions? Zoe.
Is the themes basically a moral?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's what you're supposed to learn about behavior or your life. And I believe everybody wrote that down on their paper, right? So when this goes away, you still have it to remind yourself on your page, right? Great. Okay. Any questions? You know what you're supposed to go do? Great. Okay. I will see you tomorrow, either on this screen or at school. I don't know. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. I love you. I'll see you later.
Bye.
I'll see you all in the next video. See ya.
Peace. Snap out of resistance.
Oh my goodness. Bye, Brooklyn. You've got to click on the red phone. There you go.